This podcast is being recorded and produced on Gadigal land.
We pay our respects to the traditional custodians of this country and elders past, present.
We extend our respect to any First Nations, Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people joining us today.
Always was, always will be Aboriginal land.
Oh, I leap from the gallows and I levitate down your street.
Is that how I start in this episode today?
No.
Oh. I'm Brittney Saunders.
And I'm alright. Hey, and this is High Scrollers, the podcast version of your favourite group chat.
If it's trending, going viral or has you gripped, we're talking about it.
This week, we're going bankrupt. We're talking bankruptcy, baby. No, we're talking about a lot of things. Australian Fashion Week, influencers at events. What would happen if everything we had crumbled overnight?
I've also got a new Spotify playlist that everyone has to listen to because I've decided this is my favourite genre of music. Well, it's two genres put together.
Mm-hmm. And I'll let you know, I agree. Plus, Brittney has a new TikTok challenge for me that I gave a go, and I think I killed it, to be honest. It may be the most boring thing we've ever done on the podcast, but I'll let you be the judge of that. Deal me in, doll. Let's go.
How are we feeling this morning, Matt?
Oh, are we really going for it, are we?
Yeah, we're in.
Then. Well, I'm feeling great, actually. I'm in the best mood. I feel alive. I feel fabulous.
Do we need to change our records to
4 p.m. on a Tuesday?
Yeah.
Yes. Because
Monday morning.
10 a.m. on a Monday is no longer working for All Right Hey.
I would think after this long, how long we've been doing this podcast
Babe,
for?
I'm busy.
Fuck off. We're going to get in a fight one day. You know how we say we've never had a fight in our
Just
friendship?
because you're busy and my busy are different levels of busy does not mean I'm not busy.
My only requirement for you is for you to be excited on a Monday morning, which I know it's Monday morning. We have picked not the best time, but still, it's a great way to start the week.
Yeah, it's a great way to start the week, I will admit. But, I mean, last week was just rotting for me. The shows are done.
Yeah.
The live shows were a huge success. It was all fabulous. Loved it. But obviously, the national tour went on sale, selling out around the country. Fabulous. But I also gave myself a week of just literal bed rest.
Mm-hmm. You need to recover.
Which I've had a lot of over the last year, haven't I? Thank you, gallstones. And so my sleeping pattern's been off. I did nothing all weekend but read books. And I went up to the Central Coast and saw some family and had a birthday party up there.
Did you go to Batto Pub?
No, I didn't. We went to Toowoomba Bay for a 1-year-old's birthday party though.
Nice.
Which was fabulous.
Yep.
And I've always thought that birthday parties under the age of 3 not necessary.
I know.
I quite enjoyed myself. It was more of a catch up than a really, it wasn't really a birthday bash. I was just happy to see my friends and make the trip up to the coast. But I've always been a 1-year-old birthday party. What's the point? They're not going to remember it and we don't care,
Yeah,
I really enjoyed myself.
We don't remember ours, but I think it's more the parents are excited that their baby has turned 1 kind of thing. And depends on the kind of party. Is it an excuse for the parents to all get pissed? Does the party continue into the afternoon and evening?
Well, not at this one.
Because when I think back to my childhood, I swear, my only memories of my childhood was going to, birthday parties or, just barbecues at, mum and dad's friend's house and whatever. And we always thought it was for us, when the mums and dads would all get together. But then as you get older, you learn it's because the parents want to get pissed.
Yeah, right.
It's not about us running around the yard, having a good time playing Charmed. It's about the parents wanting
Playing Charmed?
Yeah.
Was that your game of choice?
Yes. Make potions in a bowl out of rocks and stuff.
That is so camp.
Yeah.
I can't remember what I was playing as a child.
Oh, we would play high five and fight over who we were.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Fair.
Well, on the weekend, I did something that I honestly never thought I would do again.
Yeah.
I went to this thing in the Hunter Valley called Lovedale Long Lunch. It happens every year, and it's 6 wineries in the Hunter Valley put on this day. And it's kind of just a festival with live music kind of thing. And you either go to 2 or 3 wineries and it's a good day or whatever. It was fucking freezing. And it was for my cousin's hens. Mm-hmm. And then that finished at 4 and we went back to Newcastle and then we went to one bar and then we went to another bar and then I went to fucking King Street Hotel, which is...
Sorry, roll the clip.
I don't think think I have it in me anymore to party into the night. Like, I'm the kind of girly, let's do a 5 o'clock dinner. We can get white girl wasted that early and then you can be in bed by midnight. And to me, that is a good night. Nothing good happens after midnight. To be fair, we went really early, like when it had just opened. So I think it was like before 9 p.m. that we got there, which was nice.
Mm-hmm. Sometimes a vibe to be the first and
yeah,
only in the
and
club.
like no one was really there. The dance floor was pretty clear. The DJs were playing good music. And I did leave at midnight as well. Like it's, you know, I said to you the other day, like I can't do the going out until 4 a.m. thing anymore. But I went to King Street Hotel, which is like one of the, I think it is the biggest nightclub in Newcastle. And I hate to admit it, but it was actually a good time. But I think that's because I was in good company. You know what I mean? Like it's who you're with. And AJ wasn't there. So that's why I had so much fun. Okay,
yeah, nice. Nice.
He's sitting in the studio with us today. So we're going to see if we can segue AJ into the episode at any point.
We might get him on Close Friends as well. Yeah.
But I went clubbing, and what was really embarrassing was the amount of people that I met out that would say to me, like so many girls saying, oh my God, I used to watch your YouTube videos when I was 13 and now they're like 19. And I'm like, I am 31 and you're being like, I used to watch you. And I'm like, I'm too fucking old to be here.
You know what gets me?
What?
Is when someone goes like, at my shows, I met a couple people and they were like, you were our lives in year 6.
Yeah.
I'm going, sorry?
Yeah.
I'm your grandma.
Yeah.
What is going on? Year 6. First of all, why are you watching me in year 6? Your parents clearly neglected you if you were scrolling my YouTube videos in year 6. Second of all, are you even old enough to be here?
That's what I was saying to these girls in the club. And I'm like, I should not be here. I even said to some of them, you are not seeing me here. Like, this is fucking embarrassing.
This is a mirage.
Yeah. So, look, I went back on my word. I went clubbing. I went to King Street of all places. But it was actually a good time. And we just wanted to keep the hens party going, you know? Like, you don't want to call it a night when it's someone's hens. You got to keep the vibes high.
Yeah.
So that's what I did. And here we are.
Have you been to a lot of hens parties? Because I think I've only been to like maybe 1 or 2. Only one I can remember, and I'm just going to say 2 to keep it safe.
I think, maybe like 5 or so.
But my friend group is not a like marriage friend group. Like,
Aren't
none
they?
of my friends are married.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of our friends are.
Yeah, okay.
But like she's my step cousin, but I went to her hens and she's like 27. But I'm like, to me, she's still 12. So like, how are you getting married? Like I was saying that to him, like, how are you getting married? Like you're still 12 to me.
It was me at my sister's hens when she got married
like
a few years ago.
your sister is 16.
Yeah. Like,
Not
we're out,
actually.
she's getting drunk. I'm going, put that down. Well, it's time for our Royal Flush of the Week, the best thing we've seen on the internet this week. Brittney, kick us off, please.
Okay, mine is actually a Spotify playlist that I have become obsessed with and am playing nonstop. And I put it on in the car this morning and AJ was like, what the fuck is this?
Oh, God, here we go.
Can you guess what kind of, if you had to guess?
I'm going to guess classical music, like Beethoven.
What?
Because the reason that came to mind is because when I was growing up... AJ's pissing himself in the corner. Because when I was growing up, my friend would pick me up for school and she would be playing Beethoven.
Is that how you say that, by the way? Because I've never known how to say
I think
that
it's
word
Beethoven.
properly.
I don't know.
Beethoven?
No, I don't know.
I don't know.
No idea. But anyway, the point is she would pick me up for school and Beethoven would be playing and we would drive to school and I would always be like, what, babe, what is, like, you're not quirky, you're not that girl.
What
like,
was the
what's going on?
reason?
And she's like, it just really calms me down and gets me in the mood for school. I'm like,
Fuck off.
do you have the plague? Like, what is going, is this the 1850s? Like, what is going on? Well, I'm like, what do you mean it calms you down and gets you in the mood? For what, babe? We don't have history first period. So what's going on? So that's why that came, because that's the most obscure like music taste I feel like there could be. But am I way off?
Yeah, you're way off. It's not Beethoven. I've never known how to say that word, so we could be butchering that.
Okay. Should I keep guessing or are you just going to tell me?
If you had to have one more guess, like the genre.
I'd say like pop goes punk.
Yes.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Oh, stunning.
So my favourite Spotify playlist at the moment is rock covers of popular songs.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, like, I'm just a pop girly. Like, that's, like, whenever I'm listening to music, I'll just put on a top 50 or Ariana Grande radio, Sabrina Carpenter radio. But this is my favourite genre of music because it's all of our favourite songs. It's like, yeah, Ariana Grande, your Taylor Swift, like every single popular song, but it's like rock.
Yeah.
Some of them are a bit too screamo and I have to skip them. Like, wake me up! But otherwise, great playlist.
Yeah, I'm a pop goes punk girly as well.
I would highly recommend it.
I discovered it in like 2009 at high school and it became my entire personality. That's what actually got me into my emo phase.
Well, when I was in year 8 or 9 and I did music, we had to do a project on our favourite band and I did a full project on Evanescence.
I'm obsessed. That's one of the most unhinged things about you is like Brittney is like the biggest Evanescence fan ever. And like she doesn't really like she, you know, me, I'm like, Lady Gaga is my hero. You know, I'm like,
I'm
all
like,
the pop
Evanescence
girlies,
is my hero.
Yeah, like Evanescence is Brittney's like weird guilty pleasure that she like loves. And before Taylor Swift, they were like the only concert you'd ever been to.
Yep.
It's just so unhinged, but no wonder you wear those shoes. It makes sense now.
Fuck off. You said you like them.
I do like them.
Well, yeah, anyway, everyone look up that playlist. It's really good. Some of them you
So
have
what's the name of it, sorry?
It's literally rock covers of popular songs.
There you go.
It's 7 hours and 22 minutes and it's like all of our favourite songs but made like rock and metal and punk and I really love it. That gets me in the mood for life.
Yeah.
Not classical.
Yeah. No, I'm with you on that. That's a good royal flush.
You
I
approve?
can agree. I approve. Well, my royal flush of the week.
Oh, yeah. I saw you went viral on TikTok.
Oh, yeah.
How many views is that video at now?
2.5 million or something. Not much. But you know what's funny though? Is like 2.5 million views 2 years ago. I was like, I'm famous. I am killing it. You know
Now
what I
it's
mean?
like,
But now like 2.5 million views. I go, there's bitches out here getting 100 million for looking at themselves in the mirror. So that's the worst thing. As a content creator, seeing someone just set up their phone and just lip sync for 6 seconds and it having like 7 million likes.
Yeah. Maybe you need to start doing that.
Oh, yeah, sure. In a crop top and gym shorts. Yeah, that'll go down well.
I'll go viral.
We'll go viral for the wrong reasons, babe. For the wrong reasons. But anyway, I made a TikTok because I saw my royal flush of the week is probably the fact that Sabrina Carpenter, obviously you've already heard a couple of weeks ago, I love the song Espresso and I haven't stopped playing it still to this day. And she obviously is getting her coin at the moment, doing SNL, doing all the things. Coachella really, I feel, changed the trajectory of her career.
I feel
and
like
good
the
on her.
Eras tour started it and then Coachella like skyrocketed it.
Yeah, and you know what's so devastating is like at the Eras tour, I didn't really care for Sabrina Carpenter and that's like one of my biggest regrets in life because my friends loved her. Like Kate wanted to see her, my friend Ashley wanted to see her, but I was like, we were sitting where the sun was like blaring and it was so hot. And I was like, I can't sit in the sun. 1, don't want to get burnt. And 2, I'm in a dress and heels. Like, it's a bit much. And then, of course, at our show that we went to, she didn't play because it got rained out. And so I kind of regret not just sitting through it and watching her because now I love her.
Well, I feel like she'll go on her own world tour, I reckon, in the next year or two. I can see it happening.
Surely. But anyway, she released a new EP because of the success of Espresso and she called it the Espresso EP. And basically I made a video about this, but it's an EP with 6 songs and they're all
espresso.
They're all espresso, but different versions. And it's really fun. So obviously she's just got the regular espresso. Then she's got the espresso double shot version, which is the sped up version, as if you've had double shot of coffee. Genius. We're already off to a great start. Then she's got the espresso. She's got the espresso on vacation version because the lyrics are on vacation. It's karaoke. There's no lyrics.
So it's just the backing track and you sing along to it.
Yep.
Do you want to like have a go?
No, that's fine. I think after the last time we sung on this fucking podcast...
Everyone loved it.
Oh, yeah, maybe they were sucking up your ass, but not to me. I was hiding comments on the videos. They were going, don't ever do that again. That one guy was real angry about it. Shout out, love you. But like one guy was like, do not ever do that again. That is the worst thing I've ever heard on a podcast ever.
It was hilarious. Fuck off to that guy.
No, I'll let you say that. I said from the start, this isn't working. But anyway, got forced into it as usual, being here at 10 o'clock on Monday morning.
But you know what? That video that we did of us doing the karaoke, those original creators that started that, you know, like my royal flush was those people, they commented on it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So they saw it.
That's nice.
So there's another royal flush. Back to the EP.
Sorry, yeah. And then she's got the espresso decaf version, which is slow version, more reverb. Mm-hmm. Obviously decaf, you don't have any caffeine, so it's a slow version. I think that's genius. Then she's got the mockapella version, which is just a cappella, just the vocals only, sorry. Then she's got the espresso version, which is a very an extended mix of espresso. And I posted a video about this like as soon as it dropped, not even thinking anything of it, and it really took off straight away. And so many people, what I love about TikTok is that, like, yes, the videos are good, but the comments are better. Mm-hmm. And like on my video, people were then coming up with ideas for her, you know, she should release a club mix of the song and call it Espresso Martini.
Yes.
And like they had so many cool ideas, and that's what I kind of like. I mean, there's lots of things I don't like about TikTok, especially at the moment. I feel like you know how you have your comment filters?
Yeah.
And your comment section. So TikTok does this really weird thing for anyone who doesn't know. Not weird thing, it's actually a good thing. But they do this thing where like it kind of censors if your profile has been leaving hate comments on other profiles, and also can just tell from the wording of your comment. It like flags it as a
offensive comment.
Right?
Yeah.
And then it puts it in this folder way in the depths of our settings on TikTok. Like you really got to search for it to get to it.
I just don't go in there.
Oh, see, I mentally prepare for it and then I just go through them all.
Why?
And I don't know. Because sometimes there's some actual nice comments in there that just
it's like they get marked as spam pretty much. Did you know that you can watch TikToks offline?
No. How?
Life hack. You go into settings. So it's great if you're going on a flight. So I was flying to Melbourne the other week. You go into your settings and then you go down and you'll find a thing that's called offline videos, and it lets you download 120 minutes of video content. So you just click that, it'll download them all. Then when you're on the plane and you've got your phone on airplane mode, you can watch those 120 minutes of videos that you've downloaded. And that's awesome, especially if you're just flying to Melbourne or to Brisbane or whatever, because you'll spend the entire flight watching TikToks. And when I did that the other week, it made me realise how much we actually watch TikTok for the comments, because you're in airplane mode, you can't load the comments. Oh. So I'd be watching a TikTok and then I hit comments, but then it's like cannot load or whatever. And it also made me realise how much we don't actually watch the whole TikTok, because I knew I had these 120 TikToks, and as you're watching them down the bottom, it tells you how many of the 200, however many TikToks it is. So I was like there consciously making sure I try and watch the whole thing because I didn't want them to run out, because you only get given those certain amount of videos.
Like, God forbid you just get given 12 10-minute videos.
Yeah, well, they're all different lengths, luckily. But it made me realise, like, there's a life hack for you all. Download TikToks when you're going on a flight, but it's not as fun when you can't read the comments.
Yeah. People have started getting angry because they comment being like, why are you deleting comments? But I'm not. It just goes into that thing. This girl commented the other day and was like, why are you deleting comments? I've screenshotted all my comments and everyone knows now that you are deleting comments. I'm not deleting comments, babe. You're just a spam account in TikTok's eyes. How embarrassing. And all your comments are in my comment section to approve. Anyway, I don't know why I decided to share that with you. I thought it was interesting, but as I said it, I went, fuck, this is fucking boring. Let's move on.
Well, you know how much I love a physical challenge for us to do. Well, not physical, because we're going to stay seated. But, you know, I
Did you see my face drop when you said physical challenge? I went, sorry.
We're going in Big Brother. I saw this TikTok and I've seen it ages ago. I think it's like circling back around again. And it's essentially 8 different little sayings. And you essentially have to try and say these phrases without coming across like sarcastic or like a bitch. So I thought we could do that today. So, Matt, I've just sent you the list.
Well, I'm an actress, so I think I'll be really good at this.
All right. You start. You do them all. You do all 8, and then
Okay.
I'll have a go.
I'm one of those people though as well, like my friends always go, like I'll genuinely laugh at what they've said and then they'll go, oh, that was the bitchiest laugh ever. And I'm like, that was a genuine laugh. And they're like, that was so fake. So I'm like scared that I'm not going to be good at these, but you know, I have to be good at everything. So I'll try my hardest.
Hit me with it. You've got 8 sayings. You say them all.
Should I say all the sayings first? So these are the sayings that I have to say. That's great. Good for you. Have fun. Fascinating. Thanks for that. Good luck with that. Sounds thrilling. That's a shame.
So let's start with number 1.
Okay.
You have to be sincere.
Yeah, I got to be sincere. So you've just told me the most exciting thing ever. I'll be like, can I add words before
Nah,
and after?
it's
No,
you just got to
that.
say that.
Okay, because I would put it on,
Nah, there's
on my
no
gosh in front.
extending.
But anyway, here we go. Okay. That's great. That's pretty good.
Yeah, that was pretty
Yeah.
Okay,
See?
let me try. That's great.
Yeah, that was good as well.
Okay.
I'll give you a tick for that one. What
Okay.
about this one? Number 2. Good for you.
Oh, that was a bit... Do it again.
See, I'd never say that though. Like, I'd never
Neither.
say good for you.
Say it
Good
again.
for you.
Say it again.
Good for you.
Yeah, I reckon that was... I'd allow it to pass. Okay, let me
Give me
try.
a tick for that.
Good for you.
Yeah, I don't think this is a very hard challenge. You are doing well here.
People on TikTok have been sucking at this and they sound like so rude.
Really? Okay.
next one.
Maybe we're just genuinely nice people.
Yeah, we are.
Next one is have fun. Okay. So how would I say this? If you were... See, this is how I genuinely say this, but I reckon you'll find it sarcastic. I'd go, have fun. Like on the phone. If someone was like, anyway, I got to go, blah, blah, I'd be like, have fun.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'm slaying this challenge.
Okay, my turn. I feel like I'm just going to say it exactly the same way as you, though.
Well,
Have fun.
yeah. Okay, let me have a look at fascinating is probably a harder one to do. I'd never say that. So how would I say it? Fascinating. That was bitchy.
That was bitchy.
That was bitchy.
Fascinating.
Nah.
Yeah, I reckon you have to go up.
Fascinating.
You were just crushing whoever's dreams you were just saying that to. Them.
Hey,
Crumbling.
Jess.
Okay, next.
Thanks for that. That's an easy one. I feel like I say that all the time. Thanks for that.
Yeah. Thanks for that. Okay, for the last 3.
Yeah, let's
Don't talk about it before. Just say it.
Good luck with that. Oh, that was bitchy. That was bitchy.
Good luck with that.
Sounds thrilling.
Sounds thrilling.
That's a shame.
Oh, that's a shame.
No, you put an or before it. You told me at the start on number 1 that I wasn't allowed to put anything before it. And now you're throwing in consonants and vowels.
That's a shame.
Yeah, see, that was bitchy.
Well, I just think we're too good at that.
Yeah.
We're too nice.
What other challenges have you seen? Because that one was kind of a fail. Well, if you had to rate me out of 10 for that, what would you give me? I'll give you an 8.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
Room for improvement, but slayed.
Yeah. But you know what? There's always room for improvement. You know what one time someone told me at McDonald's, one of my managers, because I was just so good, they had nothing to do.
Yeah.
They had nothing to say, like no critiques. They just always had to say to me, like everyone else would get their, not reports, but they'd be like, oh, these are all the things you can improve on. With me, they'd just be like, well, you can always be faster at things. Everyone can be faster, you know what I mean? You can always be better. I was like, great feedback. So there's nothing to improve on? Sure.
That just made me think as well, when you're in school and you would do your, the teacher parent thing and or when you get your report back, I don't think it was just me. I think it was most kids. Why did teachers just always write needs to talk less? Why is that the go-to? Did you have that written on all your things from your teachers?
Of course. But I think everyone did.
Why do they write that for everyone?
Surely they've got to the report system is just click what applies and then it forms the paragraph for you.
Surely they're using ChatGPT for that shit now.
Surely. Yeah.
Teachers, let us know.
But also, I saw this one thing on TikTok once that was if you were told that you talk too much in class, what do you do now?
You're going to be successful.
Get paid to do a podcast.
Yeah.
So thanks for letting me talk.
Suck on that to all our teachers that wrote needs to stop talking and distracting classmates. Look at us now.
Exactly. Speak on it, sister. Well, a couple of weeks ago, Australian Fashion Week was happening. And, you know, like most things, it takes a little while for people's opinions and things to hit the internet. Sometimes it's instant. But like with Australian Fashion Week, it's actually kind of like it was a couple of weeks ago now.
Is it over now?
Yeah.
Like, is it done?
Yeah. I think so.
Was it like last week?
Well, I think it's only 1 week, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of people have a lot of opinions on Australian influencers at Fashion Week. And so I thought today we could first of all discuss what's been said online, what's been happening. And then second of all, talk about our own Fashion Week experiences. Because have you ever been to Fashion Week?
I feel like I went once, but like I don't think... I think I went once and saw one show, but this was... back when I was in my more YouTube-y days and, like, I didn't even really understand what was going on.
Yeah, right.
A really long time ago.
I still don't understand
before it was really like an influencer thing.
Yeah, right. So I only went when it was Mercedes-Benz Fashion Week.
Yes, I think that's when I went as well.
Okay.
And I just went and saw one runway show and that was it. But it was before, like... I mean, people have probably always gone to, like, get their content and whatever, but this was before, like, TikTok was a thing or anything. So I don't really remember. And it definitely wasn't like the way it is now.
Yeah. Well, I had this really cool video idea, which I would still love to do at some point, although I'm telling it on a podcast now, so it may not work as well. But when I was invited to that Fashion Week, I did a video, which never saw the light of day. I never ended up editing it and putting it up because it was around the same time that I stopped doing YouTube and stuff like that. Anyway, the video was wearing an entire outfit from Kmart to Fashion Week and seeing if anyone could clock it. Right. And so I went to Kmart and literally spent like $40 on a head-to-toe outfit. The jacket, the shirt, the shorts, the everything even the shoes it was all $40 all up. And wore that where everyone else is wearing designer clothing and dressed to the absolute nines. And my whole thing was, can anyone tell? Is anyone going to say anything about it? And I'm going to ask people and be like, how much do you think my outfit is worth? I made the whole video. I never posted it.
Why?
Just because it was just one of those things. I don't know. I think I was depressed at the time, doll. Like, it was hard. So, the video never saw the light of day, but I then never went back to Fashion Week either. So the only time I've been to Fashion Week, I've worn a $40 Kmart outfit.
And there has been a lot of discourse online about that in particular from this Fashion Week.
Yes.
Of influencers in particular going to Fashion Week and then which by the way, like I didn't even know that it was coming up. Like I'm in fashion and I'm so out of the fucking loop. Like I don't understand how Fashion Week works or anything like that. So I feel like it was a missed opportunity for me as a brand owner because I'll tell you what I should have done and what I think I should do next year is go there and interview people but ask them questions about sizing in Australia because a lot of those brands that walk in those shows, they only go to like a size 12, 14. So I feel like to stir some controversy, I should do that next year.
For sure.
Anyway.
Get me on the ground for the day.
Let's go, me and you.
For sure. I would love to.
Us interviews the brand owners.
Yeah.
Asking why is there not enough diversity at Fashion Week?
Yeah.
So people have had a lot to say online since Fashion Week has come out. It now has really turned into more of an influencer thing, but I get it. Like the influencers are going to get the exposure, which is what the brands want. But there's also been a lot of people saying that they're disappointed to see the lack of diversity in everyone being interviewed. It's like these PR companies and media companies go there and they interview people with their mini mics out the front, but it always seems to be the same type of influencer that they're interviewing, like someone who is really straight-sized and...
white.
Yes, and people are like understandably pissed off about that. And then the other thing that I've seen a lot of is people talking about influencers going there and just missing the mark when it comes to being able to promote the Australian designers, and instead they're wearing Glassons and Lavisa jewellery and all that kind of stuff. That's what I've mainly been seeing online.
Same. I also saw one of those videos of the mini mic videos, if that's what you want to call them, of like, I forget which publication, but somebody was asking influencers, do they do fast fashion? And like the first thing I noticed as well is like they only asked women. I was like, where are the men? Let's ask the men these questions, darling. And also, just because the men are wearing boring outfits, no, let's actually put them in the videos so that we can compare. Because the thing is, I feel like it's one of those things.
Why is it always to women?
Right? But my thing is, if you've got nothing to compare it to, it's shit, right? Like, so if the girl is wearing glassons, I don't know who, but whatever. Say she's wearing all glassons, but then she's up against the other females who are wearing other things. Obviously, everyone's going to go, oh, the glassons. Chuck a couple men in there wearing fucking whatever they're wearing. Tarakash, YD, whatever. Like, do you know what I mean? Then maybe the focus won't be on the glassons. Maybe it'll be on the men wearing whatever they're wearing. Do you know what I mean? Because I saw some ridiculous men's outfits as well. But like all these videos were focusing on the women.
Pitting women against women.
Right? And what pissed me off about the fast fashion thing is like, it's like no one wins with a conversation like that. Like the sizing thing, there's ways to win with that.
Yes.
But no one wins with asking people, do you support fast fashion, and handing them the mic and then having them say this awkward thing. Like one girl was like, no, I don't support fast fashion at all. The other girl was like, I do to an extent because, you know, cost of living and blah, blah, blah. And then the third girl was like, yes, I shop fast fashion because I'm plus size and there's no other options for us. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, no one wins.
Right
yeah, right.
Answer,
There's like that just like causes a commotion in the comments, and like, what's the result of you making that video? Like, you got paid to go and do that. Okay,
I think that's the only reason they do it.
Whereas like have a meaningful conversation. So a lot of the content pissed me off, actually. I was just like, this is, why are we talking about the fashion? Let's talk about the content coming from it. Lackluster, baby. And this is what pissed me off. Get me down there. You're going to get the best fucking Fashion Week video you've ever seen in your life.
We're going to have to do it next year. Like, I've never been part of this as a brand or whatever. Like, I think to be a brand in Fashion Week, you literally have to, like, pitch yourself to them and then pay a lot of money to be in it. So it's not this thing where, like, maybe brands are invited. But I remember years ago in, like, 2020, we got invited to be in Miami Swim Week for Staples Swim. And this was when Staples Swim was like 1 year old and I was so young. And it was going to cost like $20,000 just to be in the show. So I think it would be the same sort of setup for Australian Fashion Week. Like you would be paying tens of thousands of dollars to be in it.
Yeah.
Fuck, maybe I should.
Which like the exposure would be great.
Yeah.
But also, is anyone talking about the designers?
I think only people in the industry are. Because
well, who does that help?
What do you mean?
Like, who does that help, though? Like, if Fate was to do a runway show and people in the industry are talking about Fate, that's all good and well. But, like, instead, the biggest brand to be spoken about at Fashion Week is Glassons. They weren't even there.
I know, and they're the ones that have won, essentially. Exactly. But, like, I think the reason why Fashion Week started, like, it's obviously changed a lot over the years, and now it's all about the influencers and the content and the outfit. But what it is about to begin with is the Australian designers showing their unreleased collections for spring and summer that are yet to be released. And usually who used to go back in the day was people in media, people in magazines, publications, and also buyers for companies, and also stylists for companies. So they could go look at the runway, see what's coming out, and then like pick things that they're going to use for upcoming shoots and stuff. Like that's what the whole premise of it was, but now it's turned into something completely different. So it's almost like, I don't think it would be worth it for me to pay to have Fate walk in there. Like we bloody should, and maybe we will one year, never say never. But I think what would be more worth it would be to go there and get content, not even like on the runway, but like outside interviewing those people, but doing interviews in the right way.
Yeah. For sure. And there's always like fun questions you can ask that aren't going to change the world. But I think I was just saying earlier that like that one about fast fashion, I was like, what is this doing?
So next year we'll go, Matt, and interview people.
Yeah. Although I will say, you know how like everyone says influencers are insufferable at events and stuff like that? I have never really felt that way, to be honest. Like if I just go to random events and stuff like that, there's this like kind of social understanding or something. I don't know what the word is for that, but a lot of people think that like these influencer events are just like all like mean girls and everyone's trying to be better than one another and blah, blah, blah. I will say like I never feel that way at influencer events, especially not in the last like 5 years. I feel like everyone kind of gets along and everyone just stays in their own lane and whatever.
I think that's just the way it comes across on social media.
Right.
Like, I think it's people portraying it to be that way. But I also heard as well, I don't know if it was the Beck and Bridge show or something or another show, but did you hear like there was 2 influencers that apparently walked into the show, got a photo like inside and then said, let's go before the show even started?
Which I'm like, where's the proof? Sometimes I think people just make shit up about influencers because they know it'll get a bit of traction online. I'm like, not saying that didn't happen. Potentially it did. Also, who cares? Like, if their job, like you said, the stylists and the blah, 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 well, their job is to sit there and see what to put in their collection. The influencer's job is to get their photos, promote the brand and go. If they've done their job, why are they sitting there? They're not getting paid probably to be there.
No, they're
so
not.
They've done their job. Away they go. If it was a stylist, no one would care. No, if a stylist was sitting in the front row and said, I need to go and get some lunch, no one would bat an eyelid. But because it's an influencer, big issue. But what I will say, though, is, because this is about to contradict myself, what I will say is I was saying influencer events, I don't feel that way. Fashion Week's a different fucking story. Fashion Week, everyone is insufferable. Everyone is insufferable. I can't even, because now that when we were talking, I also realised that the Mercedes-Benz Fashion Week that I went to with the Kmart thing, that did happen, but I did go to a Carriage Works one as well because the other one was at Luna Park.
Right.
I did go to a Carriage Works one as well, and I just thought everyone here has such a heightened sense of importance, and I got it.
It is giving a bit like Hunger Games.
I was just about to say the same thing.
It's giving a bit Hunger Games vibe. Like the best of the best, seeing who's the best dressed. Everyone's standing around, everyone trying to get a photo. Like the whole, I don't know, the social aspect of it does give off Hunger Games.
Yeah. Yeah. Agree.
We'll go next year.
Well,
We'll come up with a plan.
Yep. And we'll smash it.
Yep.
What could we ask all the influencers? Something real basic like, what would happen if you didn't do influencing as a job? And see what they come up with.
That's a good question to actually ask influencers on the spot.
Yeah.
What would you do, Matt? Like just say, hypothetically, because I always think about this. Mm-hmm. Hypothetically, this afternoon you go home, your Instagram is deleted. Instagram has been deleted. Let's say social media has a downfall. You cannot start a new account. Like TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Snapchat, the whole lot, it's gone. What are you genuinely doing? And this happens this afternoon.
Well, I'm trying to work out what's going on for starters.
Well, social media has just been banned.
So it's gone.
Yep.
The government's gone.
So
we can't have it
even
anymore.
Yeah, we can't even like start a new business, for example, to say if I lost faith and everything, I'll just start another one, like start from scratch again. We're not allowed to do that.
Okay, well, I'm going back to my old life of being a DJ. Put on a bit of makeup, be a drag queen again, and do comedy shows. Do
you reckon, like the funny thing that I always think as a business owner is like my business couldn't exist without social media now. And I often think back to before social media and the fact that businesses existed and how the fuck did they would have had to have relied on newspaper and word of mouth to have their businesses. So like just say if social media disappeared and then you were to go back to being a DJ and doing drag, do you think those careers could be as successful today without social media?
Yeah, for sure. But that's totally different.
Yeah.
Because, I just message all the old clubs that I used to DJ at and be like, hey, babe, need some gigs. And away we go. And then drag, like...
If anything, maybe those careers in particular and venues and stuff like that would be more busy if social media didn't exist. Because people would not be just at home on their phones.
Probably. And then what else did I say? Comedy shows. Well, that's easy. Just going to like local comedy bars in Sydney.
I reckon that would be good for the comedy and entertainment industry if social media didn't exist because we wouldn't be watching shit at home. We'd want to go out and have a laugh.
Yeah.
Do you remember when the only time that we ever got to see funny videos was like the one night a week that Funny Home Videos was on?
Oh my gosh,
like that was our TikTok before TikTok was a thing, and that was the only chance that we got to see funny videos.
And did you ever send any funny videos in?
No, did you?
Yeah, we did. They never got on TV, but remember they'd say $500. They give you $500 if they aired your video.
Oh, okay.
And so I was like, well, we're making fake funny videos because I'm a cash grabber from way back. And I was sending in funniest home videos.
Was it you on the top of the inflatable pool at Batto Bay?
No, but this is when I was like a literal child with the home what did you call them?
VHS? No.
No, VCR? No, what do you
Who
call them?
knows? AJ?
The old little handheld video recorders. And you'd have to put it on a tape, like a videotape, and put it in a parcel bag and ship it to Crow's Nest, Channel 9.
Why
and
was
I'd
everything
sit there.
in Crow's Nest? Like, you know when you watch a video and it's like, do you want to send a video to your favourite neighbour's car? Send it to P.O. Box Crow's Nest. Like, why Crow's Nest?
I don't know.
And why do I always picture, like, actual nests with crows when I think of that place?
Also, if you asked me to locate Crow's Nest on a map, I could not do it.
I know where it is.
Really?
It's like you take the Hornsby exit and then you go towards Sydney and then it's like left, like towards the northern beaches kind of thing.
Okay.
And I just picture like trees and crow's nests there. Like, why is it called that?
I don't know, but that is so funny that everywhere was Crow's Nest as a kid.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. So what would you do if everything went bust today? And I'll give you your scenario. Social media's gone, obviously, same as me. See, it's hard though, because your business would still kind of go for a little bit.
It
I'm
would.
saying something needs to happen where all your businesses have shut down. Bankruptcy, babe.
Yeah.
Let's
So I
go
would have to
bankruptcy.
declare.
God forbid.
I would have to declare bankruptcy, which would not be fun. And then I reckon, you know what I reckon I'll do? I'll say, AJ, go back to being an electrician and you are paying for both of our lives and I'm staying home.
Really?
Fuck it.
Well, yeah, I guess yeah.
Like, I could.
That's fair.
I think the skills that I have learned,
AJ doesn't seem like that's fair.
like he would have to support us both because being my own boss now for so many years, like I don't think I could ever go back to having someone else telling me what to do.
No.
But in saying that as well, and I often say to AJ, I think with everything that I have done in my business and career now, I feel like I'm overqualified to do any job in my kind of field. And I said, like, could I then go and become the CEO of another company? Like, because I am? But then I'm like, I wouldn't know how to do that because I only know how to be the CEO of Fate. So I could go work for some other business or something, but I'm not fucking starting at the bottom. Let me tell you. But I think I would just say, fuck it, I'm going to be a lady of leisure. AJ, go back to being an electrician, pick up the tool bag. You're going back to climbing under houses and pulling cables. And I'm just going to sit at home and like clean the house.
And be bankrupt.
And I wouldn't, can you not travel when you're bankrupt or something?
No, you can only travel for work. So there's a loophole.
Oh.
Yeah. So you can't,
that true, AJ?
you can't leave the country if you're
Okay.
bankrupt. You can't. But if it's for work purposes, you can.
But it's only for a certain amount of time, I think. Like when
7 years.
7 years.
Yeah.
Have you looked into this, Matt?
Yeah, baby. Not because I needed to be bankrupt, but there's just, some people who have gone bankrupt and I'm like, wonder what that
So
means
what
for
if
them.
you declare bankruptcy? Like, I don't know anything about this. Just say you got like hundreds of thousands of dollars of debt, like you owe money and whatever. If you declare bankruptcy, is it just all wiped? Like as easy as that? Or do you have to pay it back? Or how the fuck does that work?
I'm pretty sure it's all wiped. You've said, I cannot afford to do this. And they've gone, okay, we'll clear all of that. And
But where does that money go that you owe?
Nowhere. The other people lose like if someone invests in you $100,000 and then you go bankrupt, they lose their $100,000. That's it. And you are cleared of paying back that $100,000. Depends who you got investment by. You might end up dead though. But they don't get their money back.
Well, lucky I've got no investors.
And so then they punish you by 7 years of you can't travel, you can't get
Start
any
a new
loans, you can't have
business. But I think that's when people do sneaky shit and like set up businesses in other people's names and trusts and all this kind of stuff.
Probably.
Well, I'm safe either way.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, I don't
Imagine
actually.
being bankrupt. Like that's actually crazy.
I think it's actually more common than we think.
Right.
I've seen a few TikToks pop up of people even around our age that have made, like the thing is, like it's so easy to financially fuck yourself up. Like you're just a few decisions away in life from being in that position. And I've seen a few, I should have saved them, but I've seen a few like Australian people post a TikTok talking about how they had to declare bankruptcy and they're just normal everyday people, probably around the same age as us. And I guess they're spreading awareness to talk about how there is this like stigma around going bankrupt, but it is more common than you think. Like people that have just got one too many credit cards or something like that. I think it's more common than you think, but it would be scary.
Which, like, I get it, but I'm also like, open discussion here. Not trying to victim blame, but I'm like, is there really nothing else you could have done but go bankrupt? Do you know what I mean? I know that's shit to say.
I think it's just
but
people like making a handful of bad mistakes, like all on top of one another, like bad decisions. Like, especially being in my position, I can see how easily, like I could very easily like fuck this stuff up in like the matter of a week. Like you just have to make a few bad choices and you could send yourself backwards. So I can see how anyone could do that. And I reckon credit cards would play a huge part in it. Just people just going, I'm going to go get a 10 or like personal loans, like people that go and get like a 15 grand loan for a holiday and then they get a credit card to spend on the holiday and like all of a sudden they've wound up in all this debt. I think doing that would be really easy. Yes, I agree. Like they could have made some smarter decisions, but I think it's just people not thinking.
Like, I mean, I just think like then applying for bankruptcy or whatever that would be is so drastic. Like I feel like there's...
Maybe it's a panic thing?
Just in my opinion, I'm like, aren't there 100 other pathways you could take before bankruptcy? I'm all for if that's what you have to do it. I'm not trying to like victim blame and be like, you know, you should have done other things. But also at the same time, I'm like, if I was in that position and I had like, let's say $50,000 worth of credit card debt, I'm going, what is my plan here?
I
would never, like as much as I could, like obviously it's a last resort thing for these people. I get it. But like, I'm just thinking if I was in that position where I was like, shit, I've got no money and I've got $50,000 worth of debt. My instinct, no matter how many people said it's probably a good idea to go bankrupt and like claim bankruptcy, no matter how many people told that to me, I would still be like, no, I've got to scrape this money from somewhere. Like, are we getting a second job? Are we getting a third job? Am I going back to the DJ drag life as well as everything else? Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. That's just me personally.
Interesting.
I'm just like to claim because of the 7-year thing. Imagine not leaving the country for 7 years.
Well, they're probably not going to leave the country for 7 years anyway because they don't have the money to do it.
Yeah, so funny. But isn't it funny? The people with no money always going somewhere, aren't they? You know, my friends who are like, I've got no money. They're going off. Yeah, Euro summer. They're going off on a holiday every bloody day. I'm like, I thought you couldn't even come for dinner last week. And now suddenly you're in bloody Monaco. Like, let's call it what's going on there, love. But anyway, like I know that some of our scrollers might have been bankrupt, and I hope that conversation didn't upset you, but I'm genuinely curious, and that's just my
I think it's because it's one of those things that we don't talk about or you don't hear about.
Yeah.
And you just hear the word bankruptcy and you think, oh my God, that is so extreme. But look it up on TikTok because I've seen people talking about it saying it's not as bad as you think, but I don't want to say that. Don't take that as advice. But I've seen people trying to normalize it and say it's more common than you think and it's not the worst thing in the world, but don't take that advice from me.
Yeah, okay.
But look it up.
Fair. I'll have to do some research. Go Google, girl.
Another episode done and dusted.
Yep. And we got to clear up a few things. We've got to clear up a few things, actually. I was only going to clear up one thing, but I'm about to throw you under the bus and clear up a couple. First of all, screen time. I think it was last week I was saying my screen time was like 4 hours or something like that. And I was like, no one's going to beat me. Hundreds of people beat me. Some people with a screen time of 2 hours and 28 minutes. What are you doing? I need to know more about your life.
I aspire to be that. Like I know here at High Scrollers, we're all about like, fuck it, let's aim for 15 hours on average. But I do look at people that have like 2 hours screen time and think they've probably got a really clear mind.
But what? I'm just like, surely that's impossible.
Maybe they're reading.
Yeah, maybe they're reading, but I'm also reading and did my live shows and was hardly on my phone for the whole time and only got to 4 hours and 4.5 hours or whatever it was. Mm-hmm. The amount of people who literally DM'd me and was like, I bet your screen time, and like majority of them were 3 hours, a lot of them were 2 hours, and they were all like, what's my prize? Well, I'm going to let you know.
It's this shout out. Shout out to you.
Oh, no, I was going to give them a handshake. I reckon that's a pretty good prize. Give you a handshake. Congrats.
If that is you and if your screen time is like 2 or 3 hours, you need to DM us.
Yeah, and explain
and say
why.
Like, what are you doing all day?
Because like even I'm thinking nurses doing 18-hour shifts, which
that's fair.
Good on them.
Yeah.
Oh, but no, surely they're still on their phones at some point throughout the day.
I don't know.
Surely they're going, I've had enough of this shit. They're going standing in a broom closet and watching TikToks, you know? the page just beeping and they're going, nah, too bad. I'm having me time, you know? But the other thing we wanted to clear up is, was it on our close friends we were talking about our block list?
Yeah.
Okay. So the other day, Brittney and I were talking about, if you haven't listened to the Close Friends episode, go and listen to the Close Friends episode about who we talk about who's on our block list and who's blocked us. So Brittney the other day spoke about an influencer who had blocked her. And the whole time she was talking about that influencer, I was thinking of someone in particular who had blocked Brittney. The other day we had a conversation and Brittney, I mentioned the person's name and Brittney said, that's not who I was talking about. I was talking about this other person. And I, the whole time, was talking about a different influencer who has also blocked Brittney. And she...
So that whole episode, you thought I was talking about someone else?
Yes.
Because we never actually said, because I just thought you fucking knew who I was talking about.
So there's the one in the episode we said has you
me
blocked and then unblocked. But the one that I was talking about has not unblocked you to this day.
No, I'm still blocked by that person. I think I will be forever.
So the thing is, a lot of people were guessing who it was and things like sending DMs and stuff like that. And what's happened though is they're so far off. And I thought, why are they so far off? It's because you're telling one story and I'm telling the other story and our stories haven't matched. And so it's directed it in a direction that was just out of,
So it's someone else, so everyone keep guessing.
Anyway, just thought we'd clear that up. Thanks for listening to this episode. Rate us 5 stars and all the rest of that.
And we'll see you on Friday for Close Friends.
Anyway, Darla, I better let you go. I think I've got to declare bankruptcy.